Welcome back to the 50th anniversary celebration of Brother Rice. Almost to the day, way back in 1960, a brand new Birmingham Suburban Catholic High School opened its doors here on Lasser Road. Now, although the faces may have changed, the full support the students receive to achieve and succeed stays the same.
In the late 50s, the bishop wanted to have a school here. He asked the Christian Brothers to come. And in 1960, when the school opened, it was 200 freshmen and 6 brothers.
And a school that chose orange and black as their colors, Rice quickly earned the nickname Halloween High. Call it what you want. It was a unique time to be a student. You were the senior class all 4 years.
We were the only ones there. We had no juniors, no seniors, no sophomores. We had just ourselves. And we sort of formed our own leaderships and our own traditions, and there was good and bad to that, but it was kind of like we never had any above us, which I think helped us in some ways and hurt us in other ways, but I thought it was a unique, fascinating time of our lives, to tell you the truth.
Now, it was customary for the Christian Brothers to begin their assignments at elementary schools and perhaps then move on to high school. But Joe Grimaldi's first assignment was Brother Rice.
In the beginning, I thought maybe they could use somebody else, but no, once I got in there, I got very much involved, very much loved everything that I did. I have no regrets for it, none.
All around the country, the 70s were about revolution. At Brother Rice, enrollment had grown to roughly 1,000 boys, classrooms sometimes 40 kids deep. And in an era where it was commonplace to now question authority, it called for aggressive times.
At the time, we had probably, I'll say 50 teachers on staff. Probably 25 or 30 of them were Christian Brothers. They were young, strong, tough guys. They had to be tough.
I had Brother Smith, the hardest teacher I ever had for both biology and chemistry. And for his class alone, I had to study 2 hours a night. And that easily 2 hours a night. And the 2 C's I received in his class for those 2 years were the only 2 C's I received at Brother Rice. I got all A's and B's other than the 2 classes.
Bottom line, you leave prepared. And throughout the years, the more times change, the more the Brother Rice philosophy stayed the same.
It was a little eye-opening because here I am now and I'm in class and you got all guys and it was a Spanish class and I remember it and everybody's they're competing for grades and the teacher would read your grade out in front of the class and you'd have to walk up and pick up your paper. So you didn't want to be called out in front of everybody else for your grades and that translates into everything in life. I mean, whether it's college and then in the workforce, there's no free lunches out there. And you learn that real quick at Brother Rice. And I think the competitiveness within the classroom and then on the athletic field really bodes well for you when you go on in the career world.
I want him to get some credit. Mr. McDunn was so hard on me. And I was really one of those guys who should not have been in honors English. But I was in honors English and I had him as a junior. And in your junior year when you have him, he makes you read a lot of books. And even to this day, I don't like to read a lot of books. I went to Michigan and about 10% of freshman students place out of English 125, the literary thing where you write, it's composition, and I was one of them. And so I called Mr. McDunn. I went back to school and told Mr. McDunn, I said, Mr. McDunn, I got out of English. You got me out of English. He said, oh, I always knew you were a great student. I said, you never gave me an A. And so he played it off like he remembered giving me A's. But the bottom line was that class was huge. Even though it was really hard on me and I hated it, I never stopped liking Mr. McDunn, and he obviously did the right thing for me.
We've done a statistical study of 3 of our classes, 03, 04, 05. We've got an 80% graduation rate in 4 years and a 98% graduation rate from college in 5 years. I'll put it up against anybody. Our kids are prepared here in a rigorous curriculum to succeed in college. You very rarely hear about a Brother Rice guy going and dropping out of school. The absolute opposite is the case. Our kids, again, 98% are getting college degrees in 5 years. It's tremendous.
There are 9,000 proud alumni spread throughout the world, and many find themselves back at Brother Rice, serving a school that gave them so much.
My father passed away when I was a freshman at Brother Rice. And as you can imagine, that's difficult for any family, certainly a large family. I was one of 3 boys here at Brother Rice when that happened. And frankly, if it hadn't been for Brother Rice and the Brother Rice's Dad's Club supporting us, we would have had to have left Brother Rice. And you know, when I think about that and reflect on that now, I can honestly say that I would be a different person if that had happened. Brother Rice has changed me monumentally over the years that I was here, but it changed the course and direction of my life ever since. And so that's a debt that, you know, frankly, I don't know that I'll ever repay, but it's something that, you know, I work hard to try and give back to fulfill that debt.
Jim was recently recognized as an outstanding alumnus for his work along with fellow graduate Mark Rottenberg and others in their Boxing Night fundraiser, where 2 alumni hit the ring for a cause. The proceeds go to help pay for kids who financially would not have the opportunity to attend Brother Rice. The Nelson legacy will continue. Jim is the father of 3 future warriors.
The whole dynamic of Brother Rice was marvelous. I mean, it really was nothing short of fantastic. And it was, I mean, hopefully I can afford it in the future, but if I can, my son's going to be a warrior.
Just as the founder of Brother Rice, Edmund Rice, chose to care for kids who didn't have the advantages that some of us have, this year, Christian Service will be focused on the Christ Child Society, helping boys who are wards of the state.
We're going to team up with them this fall as an example and try to mentor those boys, kind of like a Big Brothers type situation. So I would say Christian Service is an outstanding program which doesn't get much public awareness collectively, and yet when you think of 700 kids times 15 plus hours of service a year and some of the good things they do at hospitals and things like that, tremendous thing.
It teaches you a way to deal with problems and to attack them and to find solutions that benefit students and alumni no matter what field they end up pursuing.
So at 14 you're a boy, still being formed, not sure what role models you want to be like, are you going to, you know, this way, that way, all the rest of it. And then you go through this institution with probably the typical kid having 25 or 30 different teachers. Let's say they play a sport, so they're having 2, 3, 4, 5 different coaches. You've had 30 different adults on a regular basis who have all in their own unique way, whether it was a math class, whether it was a theology class, whether it was the swim team, is using that as a vehicle to essentially say to you the same thing my dad said to me at 10 or 12. What are you going to be like? What's your purpose going to be? Are you just here to exist, or are you here to make a difference?
Coming up, we pay tribute to the icon that's been manning the Warriors sideline for 42 years, the remarkable Al Fracassa, Michigan's all-time winningest high school football coach. You're watching the Brother Rice 50th Primetime Special.